If you're looking for an awesome product at a great price, be sure to check out the link in the description. A devastating air crash in India has left a trail of grief and unanswered questions, compounding the suffering of bereaved families already grappling with unimaginable loss. The Air India Boeing 787 Dreamliner, en route to London, plummeted to the ground mere seconds after takeoff from Ahmedabad on June 12, claiming the lives of 241 souls. Among the victims were 52 British nationals, making this one of the deadliest air disasters in recent UK history. This tragedy has now been further exacerbated by a series of devastating errors in the repatriation process, leaving families heartbroken and demanding answers. Among those lost were Fiongal Greenlawmeek, 39, and his husband Jamie, 45, who were returning home after celebrating their wedding anniversary. Their journey ended tragically in the wreckage, leaving a void that can never truly be filled. Fiongal's mother, Amanda Donaghey, embarked on a harrowing journey to India, providing a DNA sample to assist in the identification of her son's remains. On June 20, a match was confirmed, and she returned to the UK, carrying what she believed to be her son's coffin, only to be met with a crushing blow. On July 5, a devastating revelation shattered the fragile hope of closure. DNA tests conducted in the UK confirmed a horrifying mistake. The remains in the coffin were not those of Fiongal Greenlawmeek. The profound anguish of Ms. Donaghey, a mother confronted with the agonizing reality of an unidentified body in her son's casket, is palpable. Her words, "We don't know what poor person is in that casket. This is an appalling thing to have happened," echo the sentiment of disbelief and despair shared by many grieving families. The revelation came as Ms. Donaghey and her family prepared for a joint funeral service for Fiongal and his husband, a poignant detail that underscores the depth of their loss and the insensitive nature of the error. She now desperately urges the UK government to intervene, to find Fiongal's remains and bring him home. This heartbreaking incident is not an isolated case. Legal representatives acting for several bereaved families have revealed that at least 2 of the 12 caskets repatriated from India to the UK contained misidentified remains. This shocking revelation raises deeply troubling questions about the accuracy and effectiveness of the identification processes implemented in the aftermath of the crash. James Healy-Pratt of Keystone Law, representing several grieving families, paints a grim picture, stating that extrapolating from the known cases suggests a potentially staggering number of misidentified remains. He highlights the lack of transparency and assistance from Indian authorities, prompting calls for intervention from the UK Foreign Office and Prime Minister Keir Starmer. Families are anxiously awaiting concrete action to address the crisis and provide some measure of assurance. The case of Shobna Patel, 71, and her husband Ashok, 74, further underscores the scale of this tragedy. Their son, Miten Patel, reveals that the coffin believed to contain his mother's remains reportedly held the remains of multiple individuals. This highlights the deeply personal and spiritual impact of these errors, emphasizing the profound need for accurate identification for religious rites and the grieving process. The family's plea for absolute certainty reflects a desperate need for closure and the respect due to their loved ones. The preliminary report into the crash itself reveals a chilling detail: the plane's fuel switches were found to be in the off position. This unexplained detail adds another layer of complexity to an already devastating event, leaving families not only grappling with the loss of their loved ones but also struggling for answers amidst a backdrop of systemic failures and a lack of transparency. The combination of the tragic loss of life, compounded by the devastating error in the handling of the remains, creates a situation demanding immediate and decisive action. The family's calls for accountability and thorough investigation resonate with a public demanding justice for their loved ones and an end to the